Hey guys, what is up? I am back with another crazy Mandela Effect anomaly for you. This one is Woah versus Woah. And maybe some of you guys might not even think that's a Mandela Effect. You'll have to let me know in the comment section. But what I want to do is I want to explain to you how I learned about this woah versus woah thing. And I want to show you some examples of what I've been looking at to make me feel like it is a Mandela effect. So with that being said, let me go over, because I want to do a little compare and contrast for you. I'm not really the kind of person that likes to jump to conclusions. I like to examine things from both ends. I want to see both sides of the argument with all these Mandela effects, and I want to know for sure what's happening. I don't like to jump to I don't just like to jump to conclusions. So let's go ahead and move over. And I think from now on, when I do these Mandela effect videos, I want to kind of do a compare and contrast. So here we are on a mind map, and I think this is how I want to start doing these Mandela effect videos. I just want to kind of lay out the facts for you guys. Okay, first of all, woah versus woah. All right, now how did this get started? Why am I even doing this video for you guys? And I'll tell you why I'm doing it. Let me show you something. So I'm a marketer. Okay, and my business, I create digital products. I run a digital publishing company, and this is a product. I was creating a sales page for this product, and I was writing the sales page, and there's a place on the sales page where I'm trying to write, whoa, that's a lot of goodies, right? And what happened was it kept on redlining whoa on me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Why are you redlining whoa? The word is spelled correctly, right? Now, guys, listen. I understand some of you guys out there are going to be watching this video and you're going to say, what are you talking about? That is spelled so wrong. You are ignorant. I understand. And, you know, it's okay if you feel that way. But what I'd ask you to do is to be considerate and kind in my comment section, because there are people out there who don't feel the same way you do. All right. Now, I can tell you something. I am a well-read individual. I have read a lot of books in my life. I'm 42 years old. I love to read. I've read everything from Shakespeare to Nietzsche to, you know, you name it. I mean, I've read so much. I'm very well read, and I consider myself fairly intelligent, to be honest with you. But anyways, the point is, my whole life, this was always how you spelled whoa, right? Up until a few days ago when I learned this is not how you spell whoa, right? And, you know, of course, you always kind of second guess yourself, like, what in the world? What is happening? Why would that not be how you spell whoa? So, of course, I had to look further into it. So now, let me get into part one of this. We're going to talk about a few different things. Part one, part two, part three, when it comes to this woah versus woah thing. First, I want to talk about the technical stuff, okay? Definition. When I go to Google and I type in woah definition, first of all, Google changes it for me automatically. Basically, Google is saying, hey, you are ignorant. This is how you spell woah, W-H-O-A. So Google doesn't even give me an option for spelling whoa the way I remember it being spelled. It just says, this is how you spell it. Here's the definition, right? It automatically changes it for me when I type W-O-A-H up here. It automatically changes it, pulls up this definition for me, right? So that's interesting to me. Then I want to talk about this, right? Is woah a word? Right? Is woah a word? Because that's the definition. Google changed the definition for me. So that automatically leads you to believe, well, maybe I'm just spelling it wrong. Maybe all these years I've been spelling it wrong. You know? So that leads me to a little bit further down the rabbit hole to this website, Away with Words, right? Woah versus woah. How do you spell the exclamation that rhymes with the word woe? Is it, and woe meaning like the tree of woe, woe, sadness. W-O-E is like sadness and despair. That's that kind of woe. That's not what this is. This is like the exclamation, right? Is it woe or woe? The correct spelling in the United States is Woah, W-H-O-A. Guys, let me tell you something. When I was doing that sales letter and it was trying to get me to spell it this way, W-H-O-A, I didn't even know how to pronounce that word, okay? I did not even know what word that was. I thought my spell check was mistaken and it was trying to put a different word in there. So I actually went and tried to look up the definition for this. What is the definition of this word that it's trying to get me to replace "whoa" with? And I started figuring out that, hey, this is the actual true spelling of "whoa," and it's always been that way. So the correct spelling in the United States is "whoa," but when words are primarily transmitted orally, spelling often varies. So it's like they're basically saying, hey, it's different, you know, it's basically misspelled a lot because it's an exclamation and it's often transmitted orally. This is a fancy way of saying a lot of people spell it wrong. Okay, that's basically what they're saying here. But technically it's spelled W-H-O-A. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. And let's see what some people say. I thought this was cool. So this person says, is not only being misspelled in personal emails. Now, this was in 2013 when this was written, okay? It's not only being misspelled in personal emails. I've been seeing it misspelled in movie subtitles. In movie subtitles, it's being misspelled. In lyrics on YouTube, it has been driving me crazy, too. The word W-H-O-A has been around forever. It's what you say to stop a horse. It has always been spelled W-H-O-A. Now it seems the misspelling has found its way into general usage. What else will we start misspelling? Simply because we are lazy and ignorant? It seems to me that it all has to do with the dumbing down of America. Right? See, this is interesting. So this is a lady, it almost seems like she's a little triggered by the whole thing. And you'll find that when you start saying, hey, I don't remember things that way. I don't remember it being that way. That I've never even heard it that way. People start to get angry. And this lady is kind of angry. She feels like people who think it's spelled W-O-A-H are ignorant. So that's interesting to me. But it's what I think, the reason I wanted to point out this comment is because she said it's misspelled in movie subtitles and lyrics on YouTube. And she's seen it everywhere in personal emails. This is in 2013. And she says it's been driving her crazy lately. So around 2013, she was noticing this a lot. And I think that's interesting. I have never heard it spelled any other way except W-O-A-H until, like I said, a few days ago. So it's pretty weird. I didn't even know how to pronounce this word right here when I saw it a few days ago. It's really weird. And then you get this person who says, actually, whoa and whoa are separated in common usage only by about a decade, and both have been commonly used since the middle 1800s. Both are variants of whoa, around since the 1840s. Whoa itself, a variant of whoa from the late 1700s. So this guy, he knows a lot about the words, I guess. So anyway, so cool. So there's some interesting stuff right there. And you look at that and you think, okay, well, that's an explanation. Okay. It's just being mispronounced and it's being misspelled. Okay. So fine. So there's some technical background for you on this whoa versus whoa thing. All right. Now, if I were to stop there, you know, fine, I'm just wrong. But let's see how deep this rabbit hole goes, because, you know, I don't feel wrong. I mean, I feel very well read. And I mean, I'm quite sure I would have came into contact with this word W-H-O-A before a couple days ago. I mean, literally, guys, that's not the first sales page I've written. And that's not the first time I've said, whoa, that's a lot of goodies. I promise you that. But besides just writing sales letters, guys, I read a ton of books, okay? You don't get to be a full-time marketer without doing a lot of reading on the subject. And besides that, I just love to read poetry, song lyrics, literature, classics, science fiction, fantasy. I'm a big fan of book reading. I just find it amazing that I haven't came in contact with WHOA until a few days ago. Anyways, Google Trends is a place where people go to basically see who's typing in what, right? This will tell you which of these words is being typed in more into the search engine. And as you can see, when I do whoa right here, the way I'm used to hearing it, and then versus whoa, the correct way to spell it, what you'll see is, man, you know, whoa, the way I remember it is just it's blatantly just more popular than the other way. WHOA. WOAH is more popular. That means it's being typed into the search engine more often than WHOA. And I find that pretty interesting because why would the misspelling be typed into the search engine more often than the correct spelling? And I find that really strange. Now, that's for the past 12 months. Let's take it back for the past 5 years. And there we go. And as you can see, when we take it back 5 years, we see the old way, this WHOA used to be more popular back in 2014. And then we see it starting to cross right around 2017. Isn't that interesting? And right around 2016, you start to see their paths start to really get equal. And you know, that's interesting because right around 2016 is when I first discovered the Mandela effect, and when I first started noticing all these anomalies in 2016. And I think that's interesting that is kind of a catalyst point for this situation right here. 2016, 2017, you start to see them flop in popularity. And like, to me, I just wonder, were people starting to type this into the search engine around that time because they thought that's how you they always assumed that's how you spelled it, but now all of a sudden they're starting to type it into a search engine because they're questioning themselves. Now they're starting to question themselves. Let me type this in and get a definition for it and just see, you know, what the spelling is. How do you spell this word? Is it possible that that's what happened? Because before that time, WHOA was always more popular. And I just think that's really weird because in my mind, I've never heard the word WHOA before. So it's really weird. And I know that me saying that is probably going to make some of you angry. You're going to think I'm an ignorant person or something. You can think whatever you want. I'm here to give you the facts and to be honest with you. You know, I just want to compare and contrast with you. This is what I see over 5 years. And I think it's interesting. And we look over 5 years, you know, and we see this, right? And I know that some of you are thinking, hey, that lady was right. It is the dumbing down of America. But I think it's weird. I mean, it really is. Over 5 years, you start to see it moving east, you know? You see the trend moving east. I mean, moving west, I should say. Moving from east to west. It's weird, right? It's like over here, it was popular to say WOAH. In the middle, it was WHOA. These areas that aren't quite as populated. Over here in California, everywhere except California, you know, and in California, it's WOAH. It's weird. By sub-region. And you look at like related queries, right? When you look at related queries, Vicky Woah, and I think that's probably a name, Lil Vicky, Logic Like Whoa. I think these are song lyrics. Crash Bandicoot Whoa. I think that's a game. Bounce That Like Whoa. And I think that is a song title. So, I mean, people are typing it in wrong, aren't they? They're typing it in the way I remember it. But then you see it this way too. Look, bounce that like whoa right here. It's spelled the other way. So interesting. You're seeing it both ways. But I do think it's interesting that in the last 12 months, I mean, it's just the way I remember it is just more popular than the other way. Everybody's typing this in more right now, trying to figure out what's going on, you know? And we look at these related queries for the last 12 months. Whoa dance song, whoa Vicky sister, Lil Tay and whoa Vicky. Whoa Vicky Snoop, Lil Tay. It's interesting. I think it's interesting. It's not conclusive, but it's interesting that that's more popular when it's a misspelling. And it's also interesting around 2016, 2017, it seemed like they flipped in popularity. I think that's really weird. So that's the Google Trends. I want to show you some Google search. So when I type in whoa in Google search, I just typed in whoa song in Google search, and I find songs that have the word misspelled in the song title, right? You'll see I'm like, whoa, official song. It's misspelled. It's misspelled in the song title. What is the old song which says whoa, 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 whoa? And you see it's interesting. So we come over here to YouTube. We're going to click on that, and we're going to come over here to YouTube.
Marcy is a masterful marketer for a mid-sized business. Tyler's the head of HR and trains the team for that.
Go ahead and skip that ad. And we see it's the Woah challenge. It's the Woah challenge. Spelled wrong. Spelled wrong. I'm like, whoa. So it's kind of looking around here to see if anyone else notices. It doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and move on, because I can say that, but then I can contrast with that and say, well, let's look at whoa, WHOA, with song in the search. That's whoa song. And look at all these songs that pop up. Boom, 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 boom. All these songs pop up. WHOA. There's a WOAH right there. Like whoa. WOAH. WHOA. But a lot with WHOA. Okay. So there's a lot of comparing and contrasting here. WHOA. WOAH. It's WHOA. It's interesting, you know, and it leaves you kind of wondering, you know, what is this? What is happening? Okay, so that's what happened when I type in Google search for a whoa song. I just wanted to see if there was any songs that had that in the title. The next I wanted to do was I did comic book exclamations. I wanted to see who had more, because whoa is like one of those things that you see in comic books with the cartoony looking thing, you know, and I found it, you know, whoa comic book exclamation, and you see all these. This is IStockphoto, right? And Easy Canvas. Now these guys, these are paid pieces of vector art. People buy these, all right? So it seems weird that they would misspell whoa and then try to sell it. That seems strange to me. We see 1, 2, 3, not this one, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's just spelled the new way. 10. There's spelled the new way. New way. Then we go down here, we start seeing the new way. But just on the top little bit, I'm seeing 10 different pieces of clip art where You know, Getty Images, people pay for stuff here. Easy Canvas, people buy stuff there. Even though that's not Woah, but there's Easy Canvas right there, and that's Woah without, that's a whole new spelling right there. But this IStockphoto right here and Getty Images are places where people actually buy vector art and clip art and things like that. So it doesn't make a lot of sense for them to misspell the word Woah and then try to sell that piece of vector art. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, let's. I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole. I don't want to waste your time. I just wanted to see if I could get a price on it. $33. Why would I buy this vector art for $33 when it's spelled wrong? It doesn't make sense. Why would they? It seems like a weird oversight. I mean, it's one word. It's hard for me to believe that they would spell it wrong. You know, I'm sorry. It seems a little weird. Let me go ahead and look up the other one though, because this works both ways. So this is Woah comic book exclamation with WHOA, and we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's IStockphoto as well. IStockphoto, man. IStockphoto's got them both, don't they? They're catering to everybody. We look at IStockphoto, man. Let's go over here. You can pick this one up. You can pick this one up for $33. They're spelled both ways. IStockphoto's like, hey, man, I don't know. I don't know which one's right. Let's make them both. They can buy whichever one they want. It's weird though, right? Why would they make them both? They make them both. I should send them an email and ask them. I don't have time to mess around with that, but I should, you know. It's like, why would you do both of them? Why wouldn't you just do it the right way? It's weird. Anyways, that's interesting, I thought. So equal amounts of images popping up for both of them. It's really strange. So let's go ahead and get out of this right here. So that's just a little bit of social for you guys. Social aspect. You know, a lot of that stuff can be explained away as just people, you know, spelling it wrong. The same way with the technical. When we looked at the definition, it was like, hey, this is, you know, an oral exclamation. So many times when people write it down, they spell it wrong, right? That's what they're saying. With the social, you know, with social, it's the same thing. You know, it's people could just be spelling it wrong. Let's look at the money, because the money is interesting. Because with money, when people start investing a lot of money in something, they generally tend to get their spellings right. Okay, they generally tend to get their spellings right. Now, I want to look at song lyrics here really quick. Okay, let's look at both examples. Hit songs using both of these spellings. The first one is Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. We all heard that song. Whoa, I'm halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand. You guys have heard that song before. You don't need my crappy singing to know what I'm talking about. Whoa, right? It's spelled like this, right? It's spelled just like that. So you think, oh, well, geez, man, Bon Jovi spells it like that. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. That's how he spells it. Okay, well, we can play that the other way too. Look at this. This is the lyrics to Black Betty. We've all heard that song. Whoa, Black Betty, bam, 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 Black Betty. We all heard that song before, right? But look how they spell whoa. W-H-O-A. W-H-O-A. Two hit songs, two old songs. One's a little older than the other one. Black Betty's a little older than Living on a Prayer, but they're both still getting up there in age. And we see these official song lyrics being spelled in two different ways, and it makes you kind of wonder what's right. I mean, you know, it's interesting. So song lyrics. Now, I was curious, and I went to the websites. I wanted to know what would happen if I typed in WOAH.com. The way I remember spelling whoa. What happens? Because you don't find single word websites anymore. And if this is in fact just a misspelling, maybe that website's still available. Who knows? So I typed in WOAH.com, and this is what I get, right? Isn't this weird? WOAH. Now listen, I know you think, well, this doesn't look like WOAH.com. You got like some kind of other page, but no, look, if I type this in and just go WOAH.com, it pulls that up. It redirects to that page, right? And it's redirecting to that page because it says, we're sorry, the content of this website is only available in Austria, Cyprus, Greece, Hungary, Italy, Poland, Romania, and Switzerland. And that was like, okay, that's interesting. But then I see it's the Coca-Cola Company. 2019, the Coca-Cola Company. Isn't that weird? Why would the Coca-Cola Company have a website that can only be accessed by these people and not Americans? Why would Americans not be able to access a Coca-Cola Company owned website? That seemed kind of strange to me. Now, I suppose I could, get like a VPN or something and access this website and try to figure out what this website is about. I didn't really go that far into it, but I see that everybody is holding up Coke bottles. It looks like a pretty harmless website. I don't understand why Americans wouldn't be able to look at this website. That seems kind of weird. Why is no one allowed to look at this website except these people for woah.com? Kind of weird. I don't understand. Maybe there's a logical explanation for this. I just don't understand. But I thought that was really strange. Now, I typed in WHOA, the website. Whoa, WHOA, and it's the name of a company, right? It's Whoa, WHOA, and this is a cloud service, right? This is like a cloud. They offer IT services, right? So when we look here, let this thing load up a minute. And you might have heard of this company. Woah Networks and its family of companies have over 25 years of managed IT experience. So this is Woah Networks, a company. They do cloud-based services and security for computers. And here's some of the services they provide: cloud strategy, cloud migration, business continuity. But it's interesting, right? This is woah.com. I was kind of trying to figure out how they got their name. What made them decide on WHOA.com? Anyways, doesn't matter. That's the name of the website. So I thought that was, fairly mundane. So it was kind of a dead end, I suppose, with the websites, except I did think this one was very strange. I don't know why that would just be for those companies or for those countries. But anyways, that's what happened when I looked into websites. Now, guys, I'm going to talk about video games, and then I'm going to switch off of the screen share, and I'm going to go back to looking at you guys face to face, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this whole woah versus woah thing. But let me talk about video games for a minute, because I thought this was fairly interesting, because we're talking about money right now. You see, people spend, when it comes to song lyrics, songwriters generally like to have things spelled right when they publish song lyrics. They generally like to have things spelled the right way, unless they're spelling it wrong on purpose because it's stylized, right? Unless it's on purpose, it's a form of expression, right? But generally, they like to spell things the right way when they're publishing lyrics, right? Websites. When you name your company, you generally like to have the words spelled the right way, unless it's wrong on purpose to be stylized as a form of expression, right? But that IT company, I don't think they were trying to stylize anything. And this Coca-Cola website, I don't think they're trying to be stylized here. It could be an acronym. WOAH could be an acronym for something, but I don't think it's stylized. I don't know what it is, honestly. I really don't. But the third one I found the most interesting in video games, because I found a game and it was called Whoa Dave. And this really kind of took me back. Whoa Dave is a platform video game developed and published by Minivisions for iOS, Microsoft Windows, Nintendo 3DS, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation Vita. Now, do you think they put some money into this game to release it on all these platforms? I mean, the answer is yes. They put money into this game to release it on all these platforms. They absolutely put quite a bit of money into it. Here's all the platforms this game was released on, right? And it was Whoa Dave received positive reviews from critics. The iOS version holds an 82%. Jonathan Holmes gave the game an 8.5 out of 10. There's hours of arcade fun, strange charm, and game design science here. Whoa Dave. It's like, why would you call it Whoa Dave and misspell whoa? That doesn't make a lot of sense when you're a video game company and you're spending probably over $1 million in advertising and promotional campaigns for the video game. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It really doesn't. And it seems like if you spelled it wrong, there would be an immediate disconnect unless it was some kind of stylized thing. And I don't believe that spelling it does anything for this art. I don't believe that's stylized to be spelled wrong. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me personally. So that I find interesting. We'll take that a step deeper and we'll go over to the Whoa Dave website. And if we look over here, let it load up here, and we look at it and it's like Whoa Dave Deluxe. It just doesn't seem like the whoa does anything for the style of the title. It's just, that's just the way you spell whoa, So I don't think they were trying to spell that wrong when they wrote it. I really don't. So let's look at the trailer.
You guys need to take it easy.
Okay, so I'm not going to bore you guys anymore with that. So to me, it seems like that's the way it was meant to be spelled according to them. And they spent millions of dollars on this game, making it happen with the advertising budget and the campaign and actually publishing the game on all these different devices, programming it. It costs money to bring a game over to different platforms. It has to be reprogrammed. So it was a big deal, and it cost a lot of money to make it happen. Here's another little picture I found that I thought was interesting. This is the Whoa Dave arcade cabinet. So they actually made this game into an arcade cabinet as well. So lots of money was spent on this game. So I had to, this was someone who visited a convention and they snapped this picture. So I got to scroll down a tiny bit. But I thought this was interesting. Here it is. Whoa Dave. And there's the actual arcade cabinet right there. And you can play it. And I thought this was really interesting because, video game companies aren't going to spend a lot of money bringing a game to arcade cabinets, PS4, iOS, all these different platforms, and do something as dumb as spell a name wrong by accident. Now, I know some of you out there could say, well, look, they spelled it wrong on purpose. That's what happened. You know what? And that's a legitimate argument. You could say that. I don't believe it personally. You know, I've been in marketing for a while now, and this spelling doesn't do anything to add to the style of this game title. So I don't believe it was spelled wrong on purpose. I believe that's how they think that woe was spelled. So that's interesting. Now I want to give you guys my final thoughts. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get off of this screen share. And I'll tell you something. In the when I look at all the different evidence of woe versus woe, you know, I'm left a little puzzled. I see where, you know, people could have just been mistaking the spelling. You know, the spelling could have just been wrong. You're just doing it wrong. You're saying it wrong. You're spelling it wrong. But when I think about the fact that I read all the time, you know, it's like I'm not an uneducated person. I read all the freaking time. And the fact that I've never came in contact with this word WHOA, H, or I don't even know how to spell it. WHOAH. Whoa. WHOA. Yeah. WHOA. The fact that I'm not even familiar with this word until a couple days ago is, you know, I think it's easy to doubt ourselves, you know, when it comes to situations such as the Mandela effect. We tend to doubt ourselves. We tend to kind of, you know, second guess ourselves, especially when we don't really want to believe something weird is happening. Now, for those people out there who believe in the Mandela effect, what I notice is a strong bias towards the Mandela effect. Like everything is the Mandela effect, you know? And I've seen several videos on things about Mandela effect stuff that I know is just not right. I know it's not right. It can be explained, right? So I wanted to do, when I wanted to publish these new Mandela effect videos, I wanted to publish them in a way where I compare and contrast. I want to get to the bottom of what I see. I want to know where this comes from. I find many times with these Mandela effects, there's always like an explanation. There's always like an explanation to explain it away. It's always like, oh, this is a common misunderstanding, you know, for this, you know, movie quote or for this title or whatever, you know. And often it's kind of laughable. And as someone who does believe in the Mandela effect, it's, for me, it's kind of like, you know, it's easy to be biased, you know, but I don't want to be biased. I want to look at things logically, and I want to break down the facts like we did with woe and woe. Now, personally, I just cannot wrap my head around the fact that I haven't seen this word until a couple days ago. As someone who has read thousands of books, as someone who just gave away hundreds of books this past summer, it's hard for me to wrap my head around it. I looked at a lot of evidence here today with you guys, and you know, some of the, I'll admit, the evidence says to me, when I just look at the evidence and I take my mind out of it, the evidence says, hey, you know what? This could be explained away by a bunch of people just mispronouncing the word, right? And it also could be explained away because the word is an exclamation, right? And exclamations are all about style. And like they said in the woe versus woe explanation, it's an orally transmitted word, and the spellings can be changed, right? So I do think that it's something that can be explained away. I really do. The only thing that can't be explained away is the fact I've never heard of the word WHOA until a couple of days ago when I was writing a sales letter. You can't explain that away. So I refuse to believe this is anything but a Mandela effect. I will trust my own mind on it, but going forward, I will always do a compare and contrast on these anomalies. I want to know both sides of it. And I'm not always going to be so sure of myself because I don't always know. But in the case of the word whoa, I mean, I just read way too much to not have come in contact with that word. So anyways, that's it for me, guys. I hope you found this enjoyable. It doesn't really matter what I think at the end of the day. I'd love to hear what you guys think. It doesn't matter if you agree with me or not. Let me know your opinion down below. And all I ask is that you be nice to each other in the comment section. Everybody has a right to their opinions. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.